kitchen, ill-cleaned my boots, and bungled over the studs in my shirts. This morning a letter came with the crest and the Northallerton postmark. Really, Smith, considering that you have now breathed the same air as myself for 8 long years, I did not expect to be called on for an explanation. Besides, you have destroyed a masterpiece." "Sir," began Smith. "Oh, I understand. There is nothing broken but your reputation. Don't you see that the mere placing of the paper at a distance, so that you might have a chance to speak before I opened it, was a subtle stroke worth of Lecoq? Yet you demand feeble words. What a pity! Know, Smith, that true genius is dumb. Speech may be silvern, but silence is surely golden." The barrister solemnly unfolded the paper, and Smith faded from the room. On a page usually devoted to important announcements, the following paragraphs stood forth in the boldness of leaded type: "Mysterious occurrence in the West End. An affair of some magnitude, perhaps a remarkable crime, has taken place in an Albert Gate mansion. Owing to the reticence of the authorities, it is at present impossible to arrive at a definite conclusion as to the nature or extent of the incident, but it is quite certain that public interest will be much excited when details are forthcoming. All sorts of rumours attain credence in the locality, the murder of several prominent persons being not the least persistent of these. Without, however, giving currency to idle speculation, several authentic statements may be grouped into a connected form. Few weeks ago a party of Turkish gentlemen of high rank in Constantinople arrived in London and took up their abode in the house in question after some structural alterations, pointing at great security within and without, had been planned and executed. Attending these Turkish gentlemen, our officials, was a numerous suite of Moslem guards and servants, whilst immediately following their arrival came from Amsterdam some dozen noted experts in the diamond-cutting industry. These were lodged in a neighbouring private hotel, where they were extremely uncommunicative as to their business in London. They were employed during the day at the Albert Gate house. The presence in the mansion, both day and night, of a strong force of metropolitan police tended to excite local curiosity to an intense degree, but no clear conception of the business of the occupants was allowed to reach the public. Whatever it was that took place, the full particulars were not only well known to the authorities, the presence of the police hints even at governmental sanction, but matters proceeded on normal lines until yesterday morning. Then it became clear that a remarkable development must have occurred during the preceding night, as the whole of the Dutch workmen and the Turkish attendants were taken off in cabs by the police, not to Morton Street Police Station, but to Scotland Yard, this in itself being a most unusual course to adopt. They are unquestionably detained in custody, but they have not yet been charged before a magistrate. The police later in the day carried off some of these men's personal belongings from both hotel and mansion. A sinister aspect was given to the foregoing mysterious proceedings by the presence at Albert Gate, early in the day, of 2 police sergeants, who were followed, about 12 o'clock, by Dr. Tennyson Coke, the greatest living authority on toxicology. Dr. Coke and the other medical gentlemen subsequently refused to impart the slightest information as to the reasons that led the police to seek their services, and the Scotland Yard authorities are adamant in the matter. The representative of a news agency was threatened with arrest for trespass when he endeavoured to gain admission to the Albert Gate house, and it is quite evident that the police are determined to prevent the facts from leaking out at present, if they can by any means accomplish their wishes. Brett read this interesting statement twice slowly. It fascinated him. Its very vagueness, its admissions of